Hi, Allison Livingston here, Power Struggles to Peace. So glad to be here with the Bounce Back Parenting League. Oh my goodness, it's been quite a week for me. I would guess it's been quite a week for all of you as we are all juggling so many different things. So I just want to start with a couple of deep breaths and just a gesture of support for myself. I drove 12 hours yesterday from Oregon, and life is feeling a little upside down right now. And this is absolutely what I love. So I'm so glad to be here with all of you. And when I got home this morning, I was overhearing my neighbor with her 3 young kids, and one was just screaming at her, and it just brings all this so clearly back to me when I was in the middle of littles and there was just challenging behavior and emotions every time I turned around. My own, theirs, mess. I'm trying to get something done, trying to keep everybody on track, and it's just hard. So let's all take a belly breath together. Breathe in through your nose, and as you do that, let your stomach actually come out. I know as women and parents, sometimes that's a hard thing, but just welcome it. Welcome your whole self here, whether that's in frustration, whether that's overwhelm, whether that's joy, whether that's whatever it is for you. Can you just be? This is not always easy for me because I'm a consummate doer. I'm a consummate fixer. I want everything to go as planned. I want it to work out well. And that's not always how life's plan goes. So just a big, we're doing this. You're showing up for yourself, showing up for your kids. So to go back to that scenario, I'd love to just shine some more light on what to do when everybody's flipping their lid. That's a Dan Siegel term for our brain is just flooded. We're triggered. We are in fight, flight, freeze. We're reacting to something. And the interesting thing for me is that this whole system was designed to be a physical protector for when we're really fighting off a pack of wolves and protecting our young or trying to get meat. And what it is recently is an ego or an identity wound and protection and fight to make ourselves whole. And so the big thing I want to talk about today is intense emotions and what to do when they're having them, when I'm having them, and the convoluted extra, or the part that's really the hard, is that it's our thoughts that are creating the real suffering. That if I can just feel pure fear or pure frustration and let it be, it will go away in 6 to 90 seconds. The key is to actually feel it, and I've lived my whole life trying to avoid that. So that's a couple of different concepts. So one is, my child isn't making me feel, I feel in response to life. They're not doing it to me. That's super. That when I got that really helped. The other thing is that I actually need to experience the feelings, not avoid, resist, not have them numb with food, with social media, all the ways we do because they're uncomfortable. So concept number 1 is no one makes me feel. Concept number 2 is that they're necessary. I have to feel. And over half of them, many of them are uncomfortable. So there's such great work out there that I want to talk to you about feel discomfort is the absolute path towards freedom and joy and a balanced life where you connect with your kids. We have to feel uncomfortable. Ew, no, I don't want to do it. it's almost unconscious. It was so hard for me to feel uncomfortable as that was a positive thing. So that's concept number 2. And then the third concept I just want to mention, and then we'll talk about a tip for how to kind of work with these. The third one is that my thoughts are what are really creating the discomfort. The emotion I physically feel in my body. So I physically feel uncomfortable. I feel tense. I sometimes feel nauseous. I sometimes feel just like my stomach is one that talks to me most. Sometimes I feel hot. Sometimes I feel sweaty. So my emotions, when I experience them, talk to me, and that's the discomfort. But the other layer that is just right in there is my thoughts. And that's the whole mindfulness craze right now, is we actually can control our thoughts. It's a journey. It's not easy. I'm still struggling with it. But when I got that concept, that helped me on the path to freedom, so that I wasn't at the mercy of my thoughts. I could actually notice them, stop them, pay attention to something else. So this week, I would love you to talk to yourself and be kind. Give yourself a break when things feel overwhelming. And give yourself a pause. Talk to yourself like your 4-year-old self, like you would. You wished your mom maybe had then, instead of stop doing that, whatever the challenging behavior is. So it's kind, take a pause break, and then notice, what am I thinking on top of frustration, overwhelm, anger, embarrassment, and can I take a baby step towards feeling that discomfort instead of going right to attack to try and offload the discomfort. So in the example that I brought up about your child is screaming at you, Mom, I want the toy. I want you. I want something. They're upset. Their lid is flipped. I go right to frustration. I'm in the middle of the laundry and my own work, and I'm about to have a work call, and you're supposed to be doing, your online school. You're messing up our schedule. This is so familiar. Break. Wow, this is a hard moment. Oh my gosh, everybody is flipping at once. That is the worst. They need something. I'm needing a break, clearly. My self-care tank is low. Their self-care tank must be low. Okay, can I let go of the laundry in the minute? Can I let go of whatever I was about to do? Can I let go even of our online school schedule for a moment to give myself attention, to give them attention, so that we can notice we're feeling, take a pause break to fill our tanks, and pay attention to the feelings, because they are here to tell us that something matters. Something's important. So it's a lot. Notice feelings. Notice when tank is low. Notice what I'm thinking that's on top of what's actually happening. What's actually happening is my child is yelling in a loud voice. All the things I'm thinking about, they shouldn't be thinking that. I shouldn't have to interrupt myself. All those things. And then shame sometimes on top of, I shouldn't be so impatient with them. I should have all this together. I should know how to have a balanced household. Again, all those shoulds and shame thoughts just give me a weight, put a weight and a pressure on my chest. So the more we can live into these concepts of noticing thoughts, noticing feelings, experiencing feelings, so it tells me about what matters, then I can live from freedom. And there's a whole system for how to do this, and I'd love you to be curious about it, ask me questions, ask questions in the post, come find out more about the Real Peace Place community, where we get one-on-one time for how to change these long habits of really keeping ourselves safe. So I've spoken a lot. I'm going to stop there. But if you can try one of these baby steps of noticing your feelings, where the feeling is physically in your body, and then notice what are the thoughts, what are the shoulds. If you only figure out one thing, what am I shoulding? Helps me be in the present moment and just know it's going to be okay. So have a great week, and I look forward to next week. Again, I love questions, so please get them coming, and I'll put information about the Real Peace Place, and have a great week.